It all happened just 5 minutes ago, but the shockwaves are already reverberating across the global entertainment community. Dara Park, lovingly known as Dara, was seen leaving an upscale hotel in Seoul, tears streaming down her face, refusing to speak to the press. Jung, her newlywed husband of just 7 months, was spotted minutes later at the same location, visibly shaken and silent. The golden couple of South Korean entertainment, who seem to embody stability and star-crossed romance, are now at the center of a storm that no one saw coming. Fans were stunned. In a country where celebrity relationships are often tightly controlled and hidden from the public, Dara and Jung had broken the mold. Their love story was refreshingly open and heartwarmingly sincere. From the moment rumors of their relationship surfaced 2 years ago, the public had watched them grow from co-stars to confidants, and eventually, to life partners. Their wedding, held in a serene garden ceremony in Jeju Island, was considered the wedding of the year. Pictures from the event flooded social media, Dara in a minimalist white gown, in a custom-tailored hanbok-inspired tuxedo. Their vows, according to insiders, left even the most cynical of guests in tears. So what happened? How did a couple that exuded love and compatibility descend into such visible emotional disarray in less than a year? To understand this shocking moment, one has to go back to the beginning. Dara, once the shining face of Newlywed, had long been admired not only for her artistic flair but for her resilience. After Newlywed disbanded, she faced a turbulent career transition, venturing into solo music, hosting gigs, and even YouTube content creation. Her fans, lovingly dubbed Darlings, remained fiercely loyal. Jung, on the other hand, had built his career steadily, earning a reputation for his acting depth and gentlemanly demeanor, especially following his breakout roles in 49 Days and Moon Embracing the Sunday. Their paths crossed in 2021 during a humanitarian campaign supporting victims of Typhoon Haiyan. They both served as celebrity ambassadors and were often seen working side by side. Initially, the rumors of a budding romance were dismissed by fans and tabloids alike, but their undeniable chemistry, quiet getaways, and synchronized public appearances slowly painted a different picture. By the end of that year, dispatch sites began circulating paparazzi photos that confirmed what many had suspected. Dara and Jung were more than friends. In a rare move for Korean celebrities, they confirmed the relationship themselves, not through agencies but through handwritten letters shared on their social media. The letters were deeply personal, full of gratitude and humility. Dara thanked fans for always standing by her and asked for their blessing. Jung wrote, "I've found a person who understands the silence behind my smiles." The public, far from shaming them, celebrated. Their relationship seemed to breathe new life into how Korean celebrities approached love in the spotlight. Major endorsements followed, collaborative interviews graced magazines. Wedding in the spring of 2024 was a spectacle of elegance and intimacy. Yet, beneath the carefully curated posts and flawless public image, insiders now suggest that cracks had begun to form. It started subtly. In June, Dara's social media grew quiet, then erratic. She would post nostalgic quotes or photos from years ago with vague captions like "Time doesn't heal everything." Jung, usually private but steady, began making solo appearances without his wedding band. Rumors swirled but were quickly shut down by their respective agencies. Still, the distance was noticeable to even casual observers. Friends close to the couple now speak of the pressures that fame places on intimate relationships. "They truly loved each other," said one stylist who worked with Dara during her last commercial shoot. "But the world they live in doesn't allow people to just be." There's scrutiny, schedules, stress. So much misunderstanding. Adding fuel to the fire was a supposed disagreement over career choices. Dara had expressed interest in taking a step back from entertainment, possibly moving aboard for a year-long creative sabbatical. Jung, meanwhile, had just signed onto a new historical drama set to begin filming in fall. The logistics of being apart for months, with already strained communication, became a sore point between them. Earlier this week, an unnamed source hinted at an explosive argument that took place at their residence in Seoul's upscale Gyeongdae neighborhood. The argument, reportedly over Dara's desire to pursue a documentary project in the Philippines, ended with her leaving the home for several days. While both parties maintained silence, today's events seem to confirm that tensions reached an emotional climax. Journalists stationed outside the hotel where the confrontation took place describe a surreal scene: Dara exiting in tears, makeup smudged, escorted by her manager. She declined all questions and entered a black SUV without speaking. 10 minutes later, Jung emerged through the side entrance. His face was pale, his eyes downcast. When asked if he and Dara had separated, he simply shook his head and said, "Please give us space." The news was met with an avalanche of reactions online. Within minutes, hashtags like #StayStrongDara and #SealWooHeartbreak began trending worldwide. Some fans expressed disbelief. Others sent messages of support, hoping that the couple could weather this emotional storm. Yet amid the chaos, it's important to remember the deeply human reality behind celebrity breakups. This is not just a tabloid scandal, it's the unraveling of two people's shared dream, under the scrutiny of millions. Their every move dissected, their every emotion magnified. While neither party has released an official statement, speculation continues to mount. Entertainment insiders believe the next few days will be critical. If history is any indicator, both Dara and Jung will take time to regroup privately before addressing the public. One longtime journalist covering Korean pop culture said it best: "We forget that behind the glamour, they are human beings with fragile hearts. This is not the end, but a difficult chapter that they will either survive together or part. Either way, they deserve kindness." What happens next remains uncertain. One thing is clear: what occurred 5 minutes ago has shifted the trajectory of two beloved stars forever. Social media exploded within minutes of the unfolding scene outside the hotel. Images and short clips of Dara in tears, juxtaposed with Jung haunted expression, flooded platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Fans across the world, from Seoul to Sao Paulo, speculated feverishly. Comment sections swelled with both sympathy and speculation. Was it a misunderstanding? A brief lovers' quarrel blown out of proportion? Or was it, as some feared, the heartbreaking end to what seemed like a fairy tale love? Fan theories spiraled quickly. Some pointed to a cryptic tweet Dara posted a day before, quoting Pablo Neruda, "Love is so short, forgetting is so long." Others latched onto the idea of a possible third party involved. Names were thrown around without evidence. The most plausible theory, supported by close insiders, remained the most ordinary: career conflicts, emotional fatigue, and a breakdown in communication. As the media frenzy continued, sources close to the couple began speaking out under the promise of anonymity. A production assistant who worked on Dara's recent music video said she had seemed tired, mentally somewhere else, and occasionally broke into tears between takes. She talked about feeling like she was losing herself, about being seen as a wife or icon but not as a woman with her own identity. A mutual friend of both stars said, they've had problems for months. Jung tried to keep everything private, to protect her and their image. But Dara is more open emotionally. When she hurts, you see it. And right now, she's hurting deeply. The toll of fame on mental health has long been a topic of discussion in Korean entertainment. Dara, having endured the rise and fall of Newlywed, years of online bullying, and the pressure of constantly proving herself post-group, had always handled scrutiny with grace. But grace does not mean immunity. In recent months, she had spoken subtly in interviews about burnout, feeling like a ghost of herself at times. Meanwhile, Jung though less vocal, had his own demons. The car accident he suffered years ago, which led to a life-threatening brain aneurysm, never fully left him. Friends say the physical and emotional scars re-emerged whenever he was under immense pressure. Taking on a heavy role in a new drama while trying to nurture a young marriage may have pushed him closer to the edge. As speculation reached its fever pitch, fans began pleading with both stars to take care of their health. Messages like "take all the time you need" and "we love you both no matter what" began replacing the harsher comments from earlier. Celebrities including Park Bom, Lee Min-ho, and even G-Dragon posted subtle messages of solidarity without naming names, leading many to believe they were referring to Dara and Ilwoo. Then, unexpectedly, came a joint statement from their agencies. It read, in part, Dara and Jung are currently experiencing a challenging moment in their relationship. Ask for understanding and privacy as they take time to reflect and focus on healing. No decisions have been made regarding separation or divorce. The statement, while brief, did much to soothe frayed nerves, acknowledged the obvious pain while leaving room for reconciliation. Industry insiders noted the use of the phrase "no decisions have been made" as a hopeful sign that this might be a pause, not an end. Privately, friends say the couple has agreed to spend a few weeks apart. Dara is reportedly traveling to the Philippines to visit family and clear her mind. Ilwoo, meanwhile, has delayed filming of his new project to focus on counseling and rest. The emotional resonance of this moment goes far beyond fandom. It touches on the fundamental question of whether love can survive the pressures of public life. Dara and Ilwoo's story is not just about celebrity. It's about two human beings trying to hold on to something fragile in a world that watches their every move. In the days following the incident, Dara posted a handwritten letter on her Instagram, a heartfelt note to fans that read, in part, I know many of you are confused and worried. I am too. Sometimes love isn't enough to drown out the noise of the world. But I believe in healing, and I believe in kindness. Jung Ilwoo followed with a simple post. A black and white photo of his and Dara's hands intertwined, captioned only with a single word, still. Perhaps that is the message in all this noise. Stillness, a pause, not an end. Space to breathe, to mourn, to hope. Their journey continues, whether together or apart. But for now, the world watches with empathy, waiting not for a scandal, but for two people to find their way, back to themselves, and maybe, to each